Hello and welcome to Taking Tea in Style's Tea Talk, Real Talk, Conversations over Tea, where we're going to talk to different guests about issues and topics that matter. And today I have a wonderful friend and entrepreneur, Dawn Fitch. And I'm going to just tell you a quick little story about how I met Dawn and how I first heard of Dawn. So it was years ago that I was looking through a little brochure that the Chamber of Commerce had, and I saw this person, Dawn Fitch, and I'm reading the story, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like years later, I started to see more about this Dawn in this Pooka store. And so I was like so excited about this entrepreneurship because I had actually just started to get into entrepreneurship. And then finally I met you and I was like, oh, I felt like I met like some big star, like, oh my God, because I really feel like you are, you know, the star of entrepreneurship. I really do. She's my mentor, and I really look up to you and everything that you're doing, you know, not just for your business, but also for the community with young ladies. Right. And it's exciting that you have, you know, your workshops and things that you're doing also to help them and lift, you know, and uplift them. Right. So this is Dawn Fitch, and I just want her to kind of just tell us her journey, you know.
Okay, well, thank you for having me here, Sharon. I can't wait to have some tea.
Yes, we have Long Island strawberry today.
Oh,
green
okay,
tea.
Very nice. Well, Pooka actually started 14 years ago. I had actually gotten sick. And I was just traveling to the city back and forth and just going to so many doctors, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I said, okay, and they kept telling me, you're healthy. You know, there's nothing wrong, you're healthy, just go home. But when you don't feel good, you're like, okay, I have to do something. Right. So I decided to change the way that I eat, and I started becoming a label reader. Okay. I drove my family crazy. Right. They were so tired. Everything I picked up, I was like, what's in this label? And I just started doing that with my food, but I was a Bath and Body junkie. I loved all that stuff. Right. So I started doing it with my product labels, and I realized I was like, okay, I'm a college-educated woman. I couldn't pronounce half the things in there. I was like, what is this stuff? I said, I just want something to moisturize my skin. Right. And I read this really great article about your skin being the largest organism, and what you put on your skin goes into your system. So I was like, okay, I'm not feeling well. I don't need to put anything extra in my system. So I just did some research. A lot of people ask me, am I a chemist? And I'm like, no, I'm a graphic artist, no chemistry. But from there, I just started developing products from things that you could eat, sunflower, soybean oil, you know, using vitamin E, things that I knew were good for me. Right. And it was really just for me. Like I said, I'm a graphic artist by trade. My mother, when we were little, called us her Pookalitas. We don't know why, but she loves us.
So I love the name.
Yeah, we're like, so where did that come from? And I really, because the graphic artist in me said, you know what, if I'm going to make something, even if it's for myself, put a nice, neat label on it. And I wanted to call it Pookalita. I just couldn't fit that on the label. Cute, So I just cut it in half, called it Pooka. So we always say it's named with love from my mom.
Yes.
And I just started making them, and I had so much stuff in my house. I don't cook any regular food. You come to my house, you eat shea butter, you can have sugar scrubs, but there's no food. So my friends were like, you have so much stuff in your apartment. Let's just take it to a festival and try to sell it.
Nice.
So we went down to PNC has a festival every September. And my goal, this is so sad, was to just sell 5 things because I wanted a pair of shoes. Right. I was like, I want some shoes, so I want to sell these products. Right. And we sold out. You know, what a blessing. We sold out. And this is something I was making on my stove. Wow. So from there, the business just sort of took off. It's myself, my sister, 2 friends, and we've been running the business for 13 years, and we've had so many amazing blessings along the way. We got the products in Whole Foods, so we're in 42 Whole Foods stores.
Wow. Yeah, much more from when I had looked before.
Yeah,
wow,
it's growing.
Awesome.
It's growing.
Awesome.
And we sell online, and we had a retail shop, and we just opened up a new retail location on Halsey Street in Newark. Yes. So we're really, really excited. And along the way, like I said, we've gotten some great press. We made the cover of Black Enterprise.
I know.
That is what actually gave us a lot of online presence.
I know, that's wonderful.
It's been good. It's just a new journey, something new every day.
Right, but didn't I just say that you are the star of entrepreneurs?
No, I wouldn't say I'm the star.
You're the star of entrepreneurs because you know what you're doing, you have the passion, you know, and you're so humble. That's what also impresses me about you. You're such a humble person.
Let me drink my tea. Let me drink my tea.
No, you are. You're very humble. Some people, you know, whether they're entrepreneurs or they're singers or whatever, some of them, they get a little bit, you know, too high and they're not personable and they just think they're better than other people.
No, because you know what? I'm still learning. Yeah. And people think like, oh, you have it all figured out. No, every day I'm still learning something, and I'm learning from everybody. People that I mentor, people that mentor me. That's why I don't really think there's like a mentorship. It's just like learning information and just passing it on.
Right.
So
and passing it on is so important.
Yeah.
It's not everyone that is very open to passing on, you know. And I think when you can give, you're going to get back. So that's also wonderful.
Oh, this is delicious.
Yeah, yes, that's Long Island strawberry
I
cincha.
love that.
Yes,
Very nice.
Yes.
I do believe in passing on
Yeah.
because there were so many people. I had a lot of people that helped me, and then a lot of people that didn't.
I am
And that was
sure.
really painful because I was
Isn't
like, well, why wouldn't you? I believe that my blessings are my blessings, so you can't take my blessings. So I'm going to give you what I can give you.
Exactly.
It's your path.
Right. Right.
You know, but a lot of people don't feel
Right.
that way.
And it's
so.
the same thing. Like I always say, there's a million banks, there's a million realtors, and there's a lot of people that make products. There's
Right.
a lot of people that do desserts.
Right.
You have to know what's unique about your business and share it because your passion is different from somebody else's
Right.
passion.
Most
And, and there's a lot of great things on the market, and why are we going to only have one?
Exactly.
So that's what's inspiring about it. So
Yeah, and I
it's
tell people
wonderful.
this is Bath and Body. You're not buying a house.
Right.
You can buy my lotion
Right.
and somebody else's
Exactly.
this. Like you're not tied to it. But
Right.
we do have a lot of loyal followers that have just followed the journey
Right.
with us. So we're appreciative of that.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. A lot of work, but a lot of
Yes,
fun.
talk
So-
about the work.
Talk about the work.
I know.
Yeah.
You meet different entrepreneurs along
Yeah.
the way, and everybody is having the same story.
Right.
We don't know when to stop. We don't know like tomorrow is another day.
Right.
Like matter of fact, last night I just met someone on Monday from a SCORE breakfast,
okay.
and we were just back and forth emailing. She said, "Are we the only lunatics that's still awake?" I said, "I don't think so." I said, "There's so many of us still up because we're crazy."
Exactly. There's no
But,
time to sleep.
I know. I
So,
know.
and I have a lot of friends like, oh, it's so great when it's
Yes.
snowing, you get to stay home, and blah, blah. I was like, yeah, but I mean, I work
Right.
7 days a week.
I
I'm
know.
At night when I come
know.
home, I'm on my computer. I said, it's just never ending.
I know.
You're laying in the bed, you're staring at the ceiling. You're like, okay, I
Trying
need to do
to
something.
relax,
Yeah,
and you
it's
can't
hard.
because you're always thinking of tomorrow.
Yeah,
What can I
exactly.
do better?
Right.
How can I really branch out?
Right.
It's just so many things that
Right.
are always in our mind.
Right.
So unless
Right.
you're sleeping, which is hard for us to do.
Yeah.
But we do need to get balance, and it's
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
And I say that every day.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
what I'm
still
working on,
can't
balance.
get
I
it.
know, I can't get it. I'm working on the balance in my life.
Yes.
So trying a little meditation.
Right.
I try meditation in hopes that I will fall asleep because a lot of people are like, oh, I always fall asleep, but not me. I'm sitting there looking like with one eye open, like, all right.
I know.
But I will try to find other ways to relax,
Right.
like walking
Yes.
or a massage or something that we have to really treat ourselves
Right.
to.
And I'm sure you can do the massages with your oils.
I sure
and things
do.
like that.
It's better when somebody else does
I
it.
know. I know. That's always better.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like yesterday I was listening to the Oprah thing. She has a new 21-day meditation.
Oh, okay.
And I was actually sitting in my chair and I said, let me listen to this because the girlfriend passed it on. And as I'm listening to it and, they're telling you close your eyes and I'm listening to him talk and I'm listening to the music, I actually fell asleep. I said, this is
Nice.
working too well. I'm like,
That's a good
is this
thing.
supposed to be like
Really?
this? I was like out on my
Is that
chair
online?
sleeping. Yeah, Oprah.
Oh,
This
wow.
is- I
I'm
think
gonna have
this
to-
is day 3, I believe. This is day 3. So
I'm gonna
I'll
have
pass
to-
it on to you
Please
as well.
do.
Yeah.
If I could make something make me fall
I
asleep, I would be
know.
so excited.
In the middle of the day, it was around 3 o'clock. I'm like,
Well,
let
you know
me
what?
listen.
I don't have a problem in the daytime. Like during the day, I'm so exhausted. All I
Uh-huh.
want to do is sleep. By the time I get home and I think I'm so sleepy,
Right.
it's just like I'm
I
wide
know.
awake. And then
Yeah.
I'm on my computer. And then nighttime is social media time.
Yeah,
so I'm
I know.
posting and doing things like that.
Yeah.
And you don't get to do that always during the day, but it's such an important part of
It
your
is.
business.
It is. And I'll tell you, I look at you as a model on social media, especially because you've been on the cover of Enterprise and you're on there because of social
Right.
media. So you're
Right.
really like a social media guru now too.
Well, I don't know about that. Look, I don't know. Well, you know what? It was just because I needed to bring people in. And
Right.
social media is free.
Right.
This is what
It
drives me
is,
crazy.
yeah.
There are so many businesses that, small businesses, oh, I don't want to do social media.
Right.
You won't survive
I know.
if you don't do it.
And I'll be honest, I was one of those.
Right.
I didn't even want to be on there for personal. Actually,
Right.
when I first started, it was for business.
Right.
I said, I don't have time to be talking to 1 million people and all this stuff. And I said, you know what? It's not just about selling or letting
Right.
people know about your product, but also being social.
Right.
And so, I am, I'm a social butterfly. I love
Yes,
to
you
talk
are.
to people. So, I just thought, this is a great way to brand your business and to get to know people and let them know all the good things that you're offering.
Right. It's true.
So it is. It's very, very important.
If you get, 1,000, 200, or even like 200, 300, 400, that's 500 people that are listening
Right,
to you. And it's
right.
even if just for branding, not
Right,
selling, but they're
right.
listening to you talk about your product.
Right.
We didn't have that before.
Right.
Before it was the yellow pages.
I
How would you
know.
get to know a business that was in Arizona?
Yellow
or-
pages, or how much is the cost to get advertisement
Right,
done?
right. Snail mail. You
Yeah.
had to do some kind of
Yeah.
advertising, and now you can. It's so funny. We had an order last week for some of the products that went to Saudi Arabia. I was like, really?
Wow.
So that when I
Wow.
see things like that, that's phenomenal.
Wow.
Like that we are able to reach, and that
Exactly.
access is open to everyone.
It is.
So
That's
that's a
awesome.
good part of it. So that's why
Nice.
we stay awake at night.
Yes, that's right.
we
have
do
to be
those
creative.
things exactly.
But
How
I
do I reach these people?
I know. But I know for me, with being creative, because I feel like I'm creative, but I think when you're overly tired, that creativity kind of just shrinks.
Yeah.
So you have to really refresh yourself.
Right.
And so that's what I know I have to do. I was looking to try to go away like a quick weekend somewhere, just to even stay in a hotel. It could be right here in Jersey, and just relax.
Because when you're
know,
tired, you think you're
yes.
creative, and then
Yeah.
you wake up
And
in the
then
morning, you're like, what was
Right,
that?
exactly. I look at some of my
That's not
things, even with the graphic stuff. Like
Right.
I wasn't a graphic designer, but I thought, I always love to create.
Right.
So I said, let me do it. But then after a while, I was like, it's just too much going on, especially after I rebranded.
You're like,
And she was like, no, simple, plain. So
Right.
when I got my person that was a graphic designer, she just totally made me see, like, what was I thinking?
Right. But you were trying. You make the
I know.
effort. You make the effort, and then you look
Trying.
at hindsight,
Right.
like, what was that?
Exactly.
But at least you did.
Yeah.
And just to your point of getting away, I think it's important for people to find like a trade organization or just some kind of organization, because I belong to an organization called Indie Beauty, and we go on a cruise every
nice.
year.
Wow.
It's a masterminding cruise,
Okay.
and it's up to I think 35 women across the country. And it's a 7-day cruise, and we mastermind, we have meetings, we talk, we network.
Wow.
In between, laying on the beach
Right.
and, you're masterminding with the pina colada.
Right.
Phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal.
That's
but
great.
stuff like that
Yeah.
we have to do to rejuvenate
Yeah.
ourselves. If not, we would never take a vacation as
It's
entrepreneurs.
true. It's true. Matter of fact, the lady from SCORE, she was just saying to me when I said, you know what, I finally decided, let me just book 1 week, which is in June, and I'm just going to say, this is Sharon time. Whether I go somewhere or not, she goes, well, you better go somewhere. And she says, once a year is not enough. Quarterly is really what we should aim for.
Right.
Because we work very hard within that 3 months.
We do.
So we really need to take time to just unwind.
So now, are you're going away? Or?
Well, I don't know yet. I was actually looking. My friend told me about a place. It's a retreat in Cape May.
Oh,
But
okay.
they seem to be booked like almost till next year. I think
Oh,
there's
wow.
like 1 week,
A lot of
which is in
entrepreneurs
June,
in
but it
that.
was not the week I wanted. So I have to
Right.
kind of see about
Right.
that. But I'm definitely trying to go, even if it's like it's a Jersey.
But you
go
slotted
somewhere.
that time
I did.
off.
It's written all the way across.
Wow.
No work.
Right.
Sharing time.
Good.
Despite that we love what we do,
Right.
there's a lot of other things that we love to do
Right.
that we're not
Right.
doing.
And you can look up
personally.
and years have passed,
Yes.
and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't do
Yeah,
anything
I
else,
know.
and I don't want to just be my
Right,
business.
right.
I still want to be Dawn. I
Right,
still want to do
exactly.
things that I'm like, what does Dawn
Yeah,
even
I
like
know,
anymore?
I know,
Like,
I
I don't know.
know.
You get so related to your
Right,
business that's like
right.
you're the tea lady.
Yeah,
Or,
exactly.
like she does have a name.
Right, I
She's
know,
Sharon.
isn't that funny? I know, and I call myself that too.
I know.
I'm the tea lady,
Right,
even
right.
if people don't remember my name, they're like, you're the tea
The
lady,
tea
right?
lady.
I'm like, yes.
And that's great
But-
for branding.
Right, but
But-
at the same time, like you said, we don't want to get lost in our business,
Right.
even though it's our passion.
Right.
We still need to have our own
Right.
other identity
Still
as
want
well.
to be Sharon sometimes.
Right, I know. The fun Sharon that
Right.
I used to be. But I
Exactly.
feel like, oh, that's no more because I'm always doing this, which is fun as well.
Right,
But, we
right.
want the other part of ourselves
We
shining
want to be
as well.
well-rounded.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
very good, very
Yeah.
good.
So tell us about like some of the products and what it
Okay.
takes to make these fabulous
Well,
things.
we've got lots of different things. Like, I'm supposed to bring you something, and I picked up the
Yes,
wrong jar.
That's
I thought
okay.
this was a scrub.
The
but
scrub, that's okay.
Yeah, this is Cocoa Baby. And a lot of the products I made because people were asking me for things.
Okay.
I have eczema. I have this. I
Right,
have stretch
right.
marks. I'm like, oh, I can make something.
Okay,
So, I tried. We do use a blend of fragrance and essential oils. Everything else, we don't use any other chemicals or anything like that. And even our fragrance oils we use have no parabens, no
Okay.
phthalates, things like that. I'm
Right.
very conscious
Okay.
because I was
Right.
ill of what I put in my system.
Right, exactly.
So the things I make are things that I can use.
Right.
And then, I'm a girly girl, so we
Right.
put flowers
I know,
in
which makes it so
it.
pretty.
Yeah, things like that. And people are like,
pretty.
I bought that just because it matched my bathroom.
Oh boy. Hey,
I'll take
whatever the
a sale's
reason
a sale,
is, right?
Exactly, a sale's a sale.
Nice.
So we make body oils with like
Okay.
sunflower, soybean
Right,
oil,
okay.
and most of our products have 5, maybe 6 at the
Right,
most
okay.
ingredients.
Wow.
You can read them, you understand
Right.
what they are, you know what they are.
Exactly.
And I just tell people, just turn it over.
Right.
Like just turn it, like that. When I did the research, a lot of the ingredients were preservatives that can
Right.
have the products on the
Yes.
shelves for up to 2 years.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put you're not going to eat
Right,
old food.
Right, exactly.
So,
exactly.
we
So
make
how long does yours last? Is there a time
6
limit?
months.
Okay.
Like 6, and that's why we make everything in
Okay.
small batches
Right.
so that you use it before
Right.
it goes bad.
But you know what? We probably finish it in 2 weeks
Exactly.
anyway.
I hope so. I'm going to start making them really tiny.
I know. No,
Really
you do. No,
small.
I'm just saying because
Yeah.
it's so nice that you don't
Yeah,
skip a
people
beat.
enjoy.
You always want to use it because
do.
it makes you feel fabulous.
And we try to make a variety of
Right.
scents and fun scents. Like this is like we have a pomegranate
Which
shea
I love.
butter, a coconut lemongrass shea
Anything
butter.
coconut and lemon.
I know. I have to let you smell that one. That one is actually new.
Yeah.
Fresh sugar whipped cream. So this
Wow.
we whip the shea so
Nice.
that's a little a lighter consistency. So we sort of go by what people dictate to us, what the kind of scents that they're looking for, and things that I like too.
Right.
But you know, there are some things like we make lavender. I'm not a floral person,
Yeah.
and people are
Yeah.
always devastated. They're like, you don't like everything on your line.
I know.
No.
Well, I know because you're not making it just for you.
Right, I'm making it for
the
everybody
same
else.
Thing,
Right.
The same thing. Like when I used to kind of make costume jewelry back in the day,
Okay.
and there's some things I used to make, and I'm like, I don't really like this, but I'm sure somebody will like
Somebody
it.
else will like
because
it.
you can't just make things for you.
Right. Or else we would be the only ones
Right.
buying.
Exactly. Exactly. It's about
So,
what the client wants and what they
want.
need.
Yeah, and I try to listen when people come in, and I try not to be like you have a knee-jerk reaction
Right.
because somebody be like, I want something orange, and then I'm in the kitchen making something orange for one person.
Right,
You know,
I
like,
know.
okay, that doesn't
That's
make
true.
sense. So I try to listen and say, okay, I keep getting requests for this certain
Right,
thing,
exactly.
so then I will start to make
Okay.
it. I mean, I've come up with all the recipes, so now we have an industrial kitchen, and I have a production staff, and they
Right,
actually make it. I'm
nice.
still making a little bit, but
Okay.
not that much.
Right.
And when you get further away from that, I mean, you're happy,
I
but then you're
know,
kind
I
of
know.
like a little
I
bit
know.
sad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I remember when I used to be in there at
Right,
midnight.
right.
And then you really think about it. You're like,
Yeah,
no,
I
I'm
know.
not
It's a
sad.
lot of work. It's a
I'm
lot
not
of
that
work.
sad.
I know. So how do you feel like when you give away these, you know, ingredients to staff? Like, how do you feel about that? You know, because people sometimes, you know how it is.
But you know what? That again is my faith. And I believe that, like I said, I believe I'm doing what I'm supposed to be
Right.
doing, and I'm sharing what I'm supposed to be sharing. And if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing,
Right.
then that's going to come
Right.
back to you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we try to protect ourselves as much as we can, but the ingredients are on the
Right.
label because
Right.
they're natural products. So
Right.
anybody can do what
Well, they can try to do it.
They can
right?
try, right? They can.
They don't
try.
know how much of this, how much of that,
Right.
and they don't have the Dawn's love.
Right.
So
Right. They don't have the passion, the
That's
Dawn's
right.
love, all of that
That's
stuff. And like I said, I make these, even the scents that I don't particularly care
Right.
for, I make sure that they're nice. Like I'm
Right.
like, this is a nice lavender
Yes.
if I like lavender.
Right. I'm not really a
If I like-
lavender person
right,
either.
Right.
so.
But I put my heart into, you know,
Yes.
into everything. And we have a great staff and great people and lots of family.
Yes.
So I feel like we are sort of enclosed, like a nice enclosed business.
Yes.
You know, love and
Right.
you
That's
know, a lot of
wonderful.
trust going on.
Yeah. Yeah. When you have
So-
family, that's awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
it really is. And
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in my family who has not mixed something, put a label on something,
Right.
shipped something. So that itself
Yeah,
is just
that's-
a blessing.
yeah,
And we're
that's
just trying to
heavenly.
grow
Yeah,
out. And the
nice.
store is, you know, the store is going to help us grow out more
Yes.
because we're in a different area.
Right, right. Which I did love that other store too. But this is a nice space. It's just different.
Yeah.
But the other store, you remember how fast I said I don't want to leave.
Oh,
It's
there was
just
such
so-
a presence
it
in that
was.
store.
It's just
It was beautiful. It was
It was-
hardwood floors, exposed
yes,
brick.
yes.
But
That's what I
and
love.
that's what happened to me. I really got
Yes.
attached to the space.
Yes.
And when I really looked at my books,
Right,
I was
I
like,
know.
okay,
That's what
it wasn't in a
counts.
great location.
Right,
And
right.
location.
Yes, and I love the location you're in.
Yeah,
It's a
the space is
university,
good.
and it's a lot of businesses,
Yeah.
and that area is starting to boom.
That area is
It's
really starting to
booming.
boom. Yeah, so I'm very excited about
Yeah.
this area, and people are knocking on the window because we're not
Right,
officially
nice.
open. We'll probably be
Yes.
officially open by next week.
Okay.
And they are just, can we come in?
I
Can we come in?
know.
I'm like, just give us one more
I
week.
know.
So and at our other location, we saw people once a week, and those were destination people,
Right.
people that were coming because they knew Pooka.
Right.
So it was sort of tough for us to let go of that
I
space.
know, it's hard, but-
yeah, I go back and drive by
Right.
every once in a while, like, oh hey.
I know, yeah. It's hard.
But
And how
it
long
is.
were you in the other space?
We were there 2.5 years.
Okay.
And then before that, we were in a warehouse. And we
Right.
were just in the warehouse because we were doing a lot of wholesale.
Right.
But people kept coming. And
Yes,
we're like, you know,
nice.
maybe we should think about
Right.
retail.
Yeah.
So this space, when we went in, we're like, oh, it's so gorgeous. And we
Right.
took it. And we were able to do a lot there. We could
Yes,
do workshops there
yes.
because we do a lot of workshops with Girl Scouts and women come in and they
Right.
make their own products. So it was hard to let that
Yeah.
go. But we realized like we do need some more foot traffic.
Yes,
and some,
that's what helps.
So this place is smaller, but we're able to actually still do our workshops. And now we're going to do some lunch express workshops for the people
great.
in the
Oh, wow.
area. Yeah, so
Come
people
on
are
by like
excited.
for a 45-minute workshop or something?
Exactly.
Nice.
On your lunch hour,
Right.
we'll serve you some
Great.
sandwiches. A nice
Nice.
way to break up your day.
Wow.
So
That's
we're
awesome.
excited about all the things
Yeah.
that we can do down there.
Yeah.
So
See, creativity.
Creativity.
Right? Come on by for lunch and learn or whatever. That's
Lunch
wonderful.
and learn. I like.
Lunch
But
and
where's my
learn.
notepad?
I know, write it down.
Lunch and learn.
Right, just remember who told you.
Her
Lunch and learn,
Sharon, right? Lunch, learn, and tea.
Right,
There you go. So, and that's what else we believe in, just, you know, a network.
Right.
And we're in the same network.
Right,
and
right.
just using your network.
Yes.
And even like the things that I purchase now. Down where I am now, there's a printer. And I was just constantly going to Staples. You know
Right.
what? let me go to
local,
him and make my
right,
copies.
right.
Let me eat here.
Right,
let me do
exactly.
things. So I think as an entrepreneur, I think it's our duty to
Yes,
support other
it
entrepreneurs.
is,
You know,
it is.
I mean, if you know that somebody is selling something that you can use,
Right, exactly.
buy it.
Right.
Buy it.
That
So, and
makes
that's
so
what
much
keeps
sense.
us going.
Yeah, but,
So.
well, you know, a lot of time when we started out vending, you know, with products,
Yes.
that's what we did.
Right.
No one else showed up, but we're
Right.
buying each other's
Right,
products, right?
right.
Isn't that the way it was for us?
Right. So you go home with no extra money, but a lot of
right,
great new
right,
things.
and things that you needed
Right, that
anyway,
you
but
needed
you're still
anyway.
supporting each
Right,
other.
right.
And that's so important.
Yeah. And you meet a lot of great people
You
this
do.
way. I've met so many
Yeah.
people on this
Yeah.
journey that I wouldn't trade it for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. It's
Well,
an
some
amazing.
days, look, some days.
I know. There's some days like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
I think I'll go back to my corporate job this week. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's really rough, and people don't really realize what we go through.
Yeah.
They think, oh, you're an entrepreneur, you set your own hours, it's so
Yeah.
easy. Not.
Yeah. On Friday, I'm like, where's the payroll department with my check?
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'm the payroll
Right,
department.
exactly. You know, you got to pay people, you got to pay yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was a big like when we started having a staff, payroll taxes.
I know.
That made me cry. I was like, what?
know.
I was like, so I have to pay.
I know, and that's where I'm at right now, trying
Yeah.
to get the staff, and then
Yeah.
thinking, I got to pay all these things. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah,
But
it's painful.
Yeah.
But then it does make you feel good. Like I feel really proud that we have,
Yes.
we're hiring people.
Right.
We're,
Yeah.
not to say changing people's lives, but we're employing people.
Right, exactly.
So that makes me feel a little that the business is really
Yes.
doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Because I pray on that.
Yes.
Support who it's supposed to support.
right, exactly.
So I think it's starting
Yeah.
to actually
Yeah,
do that.
that's nice.
You get a little nervous when you start
I
to see it like,
know.
hey, this is
Yes,
actually working
It
out.
is. It's nice.
So
Yeah, so you said you've been doing this for what, 13 years, 14 years?
this is the 14th
Wow,
year.
that's
And I think that's what
amazing.
people don't realize either.
Yeah.
Like people see the fun
I
highlights.
know, they
It's
do.
like all
oh,
the years.
Right. Like some
Yeah.
people, especially if they've never heard of you, like, oh,
Right.
wow, you know.
Right.
But they don't see the footwork that you're going
Yeah.
into it all, the
Yeah.
sweat and
Right.
the heartache
Right.
sometimes and
Right.
backstabbers and all that goes
Yeah.
with the business.
It's a lot
you
of,
know?
and I think a lot of people come in and they want to come in and say, all right, I want to be here now.
Right.
But
and it's
you
not
can't.
like that,
I
no.
think if you have a mentor or if you follow people,
Right.
you should be able to shave some time
Right,
off. You should be able to
definitely.
learn from their mistakes.
Exactly.
But there's no way around it.
Right.
There's no way
You
around
gotta
it.
put the work
you got to
in.
put the work
Yeah.
in. So maybe you can shave off half the time. Maybe
Yes,
you could do it
and
in
if you
7
could-
years.
Exactly,
Right,
exactly.
right.
If they look and respect
Right.
what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know, because sometimes people
Exactly.
think, oh, well, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
But you don't. But research,
Right.
as we know, is so critical.
Right,
It
exactly.
really is.
And I always talk about mentorship too. Mentorship is important.
It
But
is.
you know what? Mentorship is definitely a dual-edged sword because I
Yes.
get so many people that I don't know and
Right.
say, I want you to be my mentor.
Right. I'm like,
You can't just mentor every.
I
And you know
know.
what? Mentorship is a two-way street as
It
far
is.
as you have to support your mentor.
Right.
Like you and I
Yes,
support each
right,
other.
right.
I mean, just because somebody's your mentor doesn't mean
Right.
they don't have it all figured
Right,
out. So if you
exactly.
see something that could be good for them or
Right,
support their business, or those are the people
It is
that
a
I
two-way
like.
street,
It's a two-way street.
because you know that a lot of times in this field, or maybe in any field, you're always giving advice, and then what did the other people are bringing to you? Nothing. They're
Right.
just trying to take,
Right.
and then
Right.
you get exhausted and like,
Right,
wow,
you're
you know.
exhausted.
So yeah,
And
you
I
have
don't
to-
mind the
Yeah.
giving as long as you're trying yourself.
Right.
Like a woman who shall remain nameless, but she reached out to me and I didn't know her.
Right.
And she just sent me an email that said, I need you to be my mentor.
Wow.
I need to get my products in Whole Foods. She gave me a list of things
Wow.
that she
Oh
needed.
my
I was like,
God.
I don't even know your last
Right.
name.
Wow.
And it was just, I
Like-
think that's what people think mentorship is. Somebody that will help you for free.
No, but it's
and-
not even that though. It's,
Yeah.
First of all, she needs to come to your store, say
Right.
hello,
Get to know each
Right.
other.
You know,
Cultivate
you have
a
to,
relationship.
Right, exactly.
And
Not
I
just,
think-
oh, I want you to be my mentor.
Right.
You know.
And I think mentorship is a relationship.
It is between
So,
the two people because,
right.
like you said, you've been in the industry for 14 years, and maybe someone for 7 years can give you something that you
Exact-
didn't
oh,
know.
I'm sure they
right?
can.
So I mean, it's the same thing. Everybody's
Yeah.
spreading love.
Right.
You know.
Right. And you will want to do that if you've
Right.
cultivated a relationship.
Exactly.
If not, if somebody's just coming with a list of demands,
know.
you're like, okay, I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I know. I mean, again, it's nice to give back, but
Right.
sometimes it's like you can't give to everybody
Right.
because you have
Right.
to also take care of yourself.
Right.
So.
Right. And you know what else too that I've learned? Somebody can be your mentor and they don't even know it. Like Oprah is
That's
a lot of
true.
mentors.
She sure is.
Oprah gives out so much information, or
Right.
just other people. Read their blogs, read their
Exactly.
Facebook page, read
Exactly.
their articles. You'll get
Right.
a lot of information.
That's me. That's why I say you're also my mentor because I look at what you're doing. Even though we're doing two different things,
Right.
a lot of the things that you're doing still applies to
Relative,
me.
right.
So I'm like, oh, look at her. she's associating all these things in the news.
Right.
You know, like when the Olympics was on, and you had the gold, this, the silver, that. It's like that's
always
how you
looking for
do it,
something.
you know.
That's a marketing.
And that is the
Yeah.
key.
Right.
All those things are the key.
Right.
It's associating so people could see
Right.
the product in all these different
Right.
ways.
So there you go. So people don't even sometimes
Right.
know you're
Right.
their mentor.
Right.
They're like,
Exactly.
oh,
So you didn't know. Now
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But that's a great thing. The information is out there.
Yes.
We have to just look
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
So.
And I tell people, because I've met other people that are doing products, I said, you know what, check out Dawn, the Pooka store, you know, check it out, and then, you know, you can go and talk to her and just see some of the things that she's doing.
Yeah.
But
And
again,
you know
we
what? I get tired. So therefore, if you're fresh and you're new, you have a lot more
You
information than
sure
I
do.
have. I'm like, really? I didn't hear about that. Oh, tell
That's
me more
true,
about that. You know?
because you're so busy with the
Right.
day-to-day things going
Right.
on and the staff and making sure that all
Right.
that's going on right.
Right.
You know.
That the innovative part of you,
Right.
that part that you used to just go home and stay up all night and
I
just
know.
searching, you're tired now. So when you get somebody that's fresh and new and they want
Exactly.
mentorship, that's something you can get from them.
Right.
So it definitely is
Yeah,
a two-way
it is,
street.
it is.
So.
Yeah. So how many products do you have on the market?
Oh, Sharon. As you say that, I'm
I
thinking in my
know.
mind of all the products I need to cut. Well, you know what? The line was just too big.
Too big, yeah.
It was. And that was because when I started, I wanted this and that. So I'm working on paring it down.
Right.
But it's such a painful process because
It
they're like
is.
my children. Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, lavender oil. You
I
gotta
know,
go.
I know. You
And-
have to go with the big sellers.
Yeah. And I mean, now I work by my numbers.
Right.
And whereas before, I was very much like just
Trying to give everybody everything they wanted.
Yeah. So
which
now
is
I look at the
difficult.
numbers and, you know, if I didn't sell X amount of this,
Right.
it's got to go.
Yeah.
And then I still get the people like, what do you mean? That was my
I
favorite.
know,
Then
I
buy
know,
more.
I know.
Buy
I know.
more of it.
It's true. Like I went to a tea trade show actually last year, and there was a company, it was an ice cream company, and they had three. Their packaging, everything was marvelous. And I was like, wow, just three? And he said, yeah, you know, you want to start small, and then when this starts to boom, then you start bringing things in. I said, you know what, that makes sense.
Smart guy.
It really makes sense.
Smart
Because
guy.
when you go and you have all these products, 16,
Yeah.
18, 20, and then you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it gets so overwhelming. And like
And
you
you're
said,
splitting your resources.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, now everything you're
and losing
you're
profit too,
losing
because you're
profit.
making all these products
Right.
and then nobody's
They're not
buying them
selling.
like they should.
Right, right.
So-
And I learned that lesson the
Yes.
hard way. And it's actually, that was like, we had body butters. I think we had maybe 7 body butters. And they weren't all selling, but I was
Right,
attached to them.
right.
So, but you know what I did? I was so proud of myself. I cut 4 of them, and now I do a body butter of the month.
Okay.
So actually, it sort of gives people something new because
Right.
they're always asking, "What do you
I
have
know.
new?" I'm like, "I can't sell the old stuff. I'm
Right.
not creating anything new."
Right, right.
So now there's something new every month. It
Okay.
creates a little buzz. People are calling in, "What's the new thing for this
Right,
month?"
right.
And it lets me be a little more creative
Right,
because you
of
get
course.
still. You're like, I want to do something new.
Yeah.
So now every month I can think like, what am I going to do for the butter
Right.
this month?
Exactly.
So I think
Yeah.
that's part of just being
Yeah, it
creative
is,
and
it
just
is.
trying to.
And you learn, like you said, you're in it 14 years, but you know what, by 16 and 17 years, you're still going to learn something
Right,
new.
right. Hopefully, I'll be
Right.
learning it from Tahiti or an
Right.
island somewhere.
I know.
I
That
don't want to
would
be learning it from the
I
Pooka
know.
store.
Right, that would be wonderful.
That would be
That would be
fabulous, right?
wonderful. So tell us about some of the workshop that you're doing with, the Girl Scouts. And
Okay,
some other organizations.
actually, a friend of mine, she's also in the bath and body industry. Her company is called Naya, LaShonda
Yes,
Tyree.
I know her well. Another wonderful lady.
She's fabulous. She and I started a spin-off company called Beauty That Cares because we found out that we really wanted to help educate the girls about entrepreneurship.
Right.
And we wanted to combine it with what we did. So we developed a workshop where the girls could come in. They make 4 products. They work as teams.
Okay.
And they have to develop a name and a logo and things like
Nice.
that. So they actually develop their own
That's
company.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh my
and
God,
it's
I
a lot
love
of fun.
that.
Yeah, they stand up and they talk about their company.
Nice.
And then they create the products for their company. And then one of their products, each girl donates one product, and we give that to a women's shelter.
Oh, wonderful.
So they learn a little civic responsibility. And it really worked out well, so we took it to Girl Scouts.
Nice.
And Girl Scouts in New Jersey, they've put it in their program book. So
Right,
now when the Girl
nice.
Scouts take it, they get a business badge
Right,
for
right,
it. So
yeah, yeah.
that's the part, sort of the give back
Good.
part that we really
Yes,
enjoy,
yes,
just the
yes.
education
Yeah,
part.
yeah. I work with them too, doing the etiquette, so they get the little badge on etiquette.
Yeah,
the
and they
social
love it. Those
butterfly
badges
and
are-
stuff. They do
yeah.
love those badges.
Oh,
Okay.
that's like gold.
And, yeah, and you see, and that's from you telling me that you were doing some Girl Scouts stuff.
Right.
I said, you know what,
Right.
maybe I should do that too.
Right.
So you see, you learn, and we're doing different things.
Right.
So I'm not stepping on your toes, and
it's not
we're all
even-
learning.
but it's
you
not
know,
even
people
about-
like to say,
yeah.
"Oh, don't step on this person's toes."
Right, right. I
There's
don't worry
so
about
much
that.
out there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Even if you're doing something that's the same,
Right.
there's still room for everybody.
And you're gonna do it differently.
Right,
You're gonna do
exactly,
it differently. And I think
exactly.
anybody that works with the Girl Scouts
Yes,
is great because it's
it
empowering
is,
young
it
girls.
is.
So they need to learn
Wonderful.
everything.
Everything to make them well balanced.
Exactly. And we had an etiquette
Yes.
tea at Pooka,
Yes, yes,
which was
that was so
fabulous.
nice.
I learned things
I
myself. I, was
know.
like, what spoon goes? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. It was
So,
wonderful.
yeah.
So.
Lots
Well,
of learning.
Dawn, it was so wonderful. I can't believe the time is already
know,
gone.
30
This is like a
minutes.
great, yes, you know, sometimes
Okay.
you're talking and you're like, okay, the time is taking forever, but today it just flew by.
It's like
Flew by.
meditation.
Yes, yes. So everyone, thank you. This was Dawn Fitch, and check out her Pooka store online. And what is your website?
It's PookaPureandSimple.com.
Yes. So until next time, enjoy your day. Bye-bye.